This idea of this video conferencing, this is my personal request to you also. It should be stopped.
It is the institutional decision to run this facility of video conferencing or of live telecast. Right now you passed it over. ठीक है?
May I submit one thing?
जी.
Annexure 7 I have marked it because
नहीं ठीक है. We are not. I'm not.
my own marking so that I can assist.
I'm not going into the marking. I'm saying that this document, because I cannot share it with anybody else.
Your Lordship, the Court of Inquiry was convened at the lower headquarter, which is headquarter 1 STC.
जी.
When they had completed it, then that commandant forwarded to headquarter MBA. Then it was examined from a legal perspective.
तो वो बताइए ना, वही तो मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, दिखाइए ना वो कि किस तारीख को इन्होंने कोर्ट ऑफ इंक्वायरी प्रस्तुत की. आइए.
You look, before to proceed in this matter,
जी.
I may be permitted to request something to this
प्लीज
honorable court
बताइए.
also.
सही.
This idea of this video conferencing, this is my personal request to you also. It should be stopped.
You can request this to the Honorable Chief Justice.
Because it has not been functioning in any other court, Lordship. What has been happening,
see.
whatever the proceeding takes place in the court, Lordship, it should not be flashed out outside. This is my request, Lordship.
I'm giving you answer to that. Your request cannot be accepted or denied by me in individual capacity. It is the decision of the institution to install this facility and with a view. No, please bear me. I have understood what you are saying. I have understood. It is the institutional decision to run this facility of video conferencing or of live telecast, whatever is the object. Okay. Now that decision can be taken at the institutional level. So you are free to make an application to the Honorable Chief Justice to close this. And the day I receive directions that this facility be closed, I'll be the first person to close it. But without the institutional direction, which asked us to function on this system, I will not be able to help you.
Well, also the video, it should go on. There is no problem also. What has been happening in the idea, when it goes out, there has been a lot of persons sitting outside of the court and they've been making fun of all these things.
There are a lot of safeguards in the rules itself. Please go through the Highcourt rules. You can prosecute them. There is a provision for that. Action can be taken by the institution. So there are two things. If others have stopped, I am not responsible for it. I am abiding by the institutional mandate. Though I am not in army, but I am soldier of this institution.
It's not that.
Okay.
I am just mentioning it for the reason, Lordship, that it has been somewhere
so the
misuse of the entire thing.
That you will appreciate, you as a counsel for the Indian Army will appreciate that a soldier has very many limitations to function. And as a soldier of the institution, I cannot take a decision on my own.
Because my second contention is that, Lordship, we are just like a family. This judicial system is just like a family, and whatever takes place inside the court, it should not go out. It should not go out, and it should not be flashed out.
There are safeguards in other high courts which runs the show on the server. Entry is a high court server. Entry is allowed only to the participants, not to the outsider. You request the Registrar General.
You also will find a lot of news clicks has been there in the WhatsApp and
क्या चलिए merits पर आइएगा. अपन ने जहाँ पिछली बार छोड़ा था उसके आगे चलते हैं.
Lordship, before Lordship, I can appreciate. First of all, I'd like to submit in relations to the conduct of the petition, Lordship. I may be permitted to complete my argument on this point itself. Lordship, just kindly appreciate.
I will hear you. There is no difficulty. उस दिन issue ये था कि आपके rules and regulations में वो cut off date क्या है जिस दिन आपको इनका misconduct मालूम पड़ा.
I will definitely come to that point, Lordship, but later on, Lordship. First of all, I may be allowed to submit in relation to the conduct of the petition. Page 49, Lordship.
Yes.
Counsel for the respondent has stated that the applicant has already been granted 23 days day of leave. That being so, we see no reasons to make any indulgence into the matter. In case the applicant has any grievance after the leave period is over, he may take recourse to remedy of representation and approaching to the competent authority in accordance with the law. Subsequently, Lordship, by Nagir P6, he submitted the representation. Detailed representation has been submitted. And then what order has been passed by the competent authority? Entertaining the representation, Lordship, will find at page 54.
Yes.
It is intimated that the request submitted by the petitioner herein, by later under reference for being RTU, has been examined at this headquarter. It is once again apprised that the office, Lordship, page 54.
54.
Yes.
Just a minute.
This is the decision which has been taken by the competent authority
जी
on the representation which was submitted in pursuance of the orders so passed by the Honorable FTA also.
जी
It is intimated, I am reading from paragraph 2 onwards also.
जी
It is intimated that the request submitted by IC so and so, who is the petitioner here in lawsuit, received by letter under reference for being RTO, has been examined at this headquarter. It is once again apprised that the officer has been attached to GRC under the provisions of AI, Army Instructions 30/86,
yes
until finalization of the disciplinary proceeding against him. Therefore, the request of the officer for being RTO is not tenable at this stage.
जी
Later and so hereby disposed of.
जी
So what remedy lies after this decision has been taken,
जी
that he should have again approached to the AFT, challenging this particular order.
Last date, our question to you was that under section 122(1)(c), what is the starting date?
No, he also, before that, he also one more submission is there.
जी
There was another original application filed by the petitioner
जी
before the Honorable AFT, that is,
जी है क्या रिकॉर्ड पर?
इलोसे भी रिकॉर्ड पे नहीं है,
तो रिकॉर्ड पे ले आइए फिर आप
मैं ला लेता हूँ.
उसको फाइल
It is very much relevant
उसको फाइल
because
करिए, लंच के बाद लेते हैं इसको, फाइल करके आइए, लंच के बाद लेते हैं पास ओवर में,
कल रख लें also.
कल नहीं पास ओवर में.
ठीक है.
But one thing I want to submit, my senior has addressed in earlier round, my lord, that has already been argued before this.
ठीक है देखिए, I cannot curtail his right to argue. He has a right to advance his argument. इसको क्यों पास ओवर में रखा था अपन ने? तो इनको कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट फाइल करना
No, sir, it has been filed.
आप दे दीजिए, कॉपी दे दीजिए प्लीज. जी बताइएगा.
Will also may kindly appreciate as to why this petition has been filed.
जी
This petition has been filed challenging the attachment order
अच्छा
during the departmental proceedings.
देखें जरा, रिलीफ क्लॉज पढ़िएगा.
The Honorable Court may be pleased to issue a writ in the nature of certiorari for quashing the impugned order dated 6/4/2023 contained in Annexure P1 issued by the respondent number 3 in the interest of justice.
जी जी
This Honorable Court may be pleased to issue it in the nature of mandamus directing the respondent to conclude the disciplinary proceeding in the stipulated period of time. Lordship now may kindly appreciate the order 6/4/2023. The following officer are hereby attached
ठीक है,
to the
वो तो
units.
कंप्लायंस भी कर लिया. We have noted this fact is on the last date that this order was complied with. He joined at the transferred place. Madam
Yes.
had agreed to this proposition.
Now,
Now the only issue is
Yes.
that in terms of section 122(c), 1c, what is the time frame? When did you receive the information about
yes.
the?
The Lordship just may kindly appreciate.
See, that is, please come to order dated 23/2/24.
The Lordship just may kindly appreciate the additional affidavit. I have given the specific reply on that.
Additional affidavit, when is it filed?
The Lordship, it has been filed on 25th January 2024.
25th January,
1217 is the document number.
1217.
Yes, Lordship. Lordship may kindly appreciate the paragraph 2 onwards.
आप पढ़िएगा.
It is submitted that the section 122, which has been in relations to the counting the limitations. 122 of the Army Act provides for the period of limitation for commencing trial by the court martial and provides that, except as provided by the subsection 2, no trial by the court martial of any person subject to this act for any offence shall be commenced after the expiration of period of 3 years, and such period shall commence. So now the lordship clause B is relevant in this case. Where the commission of an offence was not known to the person aggrieved by the offence or to the authority competent to initiate action, the first day on which such offence comes to the knowledge of such person or authority, whichever is earlier.
जी
So now what is my respectful submission lawsuit referring to this particular provisions, clause B,
जी
that the limitation will start from the date when the matter has been put off before this general officer commanding Madhya Bharat area, that is on lordship 8th of February 2023, which is there been in a synopsis lordship at page 3 lordship, I can appreciate.
yes
The date has been mentioned lordship 8th of February 2023.
जी. Who had put it up before the
This
general?
after the completion of the court of inquiry lordship, which is done in accordance with the
just a
provisions
minute.
of rule 177.
When was the inquiry initiated?
Lordship with this
21/8/2020.
2020 lordship.
हाँ. So Why you took such a long time?
You'll also just make kindly appreciate Rule 177 also.
Rule 177, yes.
Court of Inquiry also.
Indeed.
A court of inquiry is an assembly of the officers or of junior commissioned officer or of the officers and the junior commissioned officers, warrant officer or the non-commissioned officer directed to. Now, what is the purpose of court of inquiry also that we can
Directed to collect evidence.
directed to collect the evidence, and if so required to report with regard to any matter which may be referred to them.
Ji.
The court may consist of presiding officer who will either be an officer or junior commissioned officer and none of the more members. The presiding officer and the members of the court may belong to any regiments or corps of the service according to the nature of the investigation.
एक मिनट पहला पढ़िएगा तो 4 नंबर पे पढ़िएगा 21/8/2020
Yes.
SQ1 STC convened a court of inquiry.
Yes.
Where is the report of court of inquiry?
Well, also, we have brought the original record.
Show it to me. Yes. I will not. I'll not share it. I'll return it back to you. Yes.
So,
Convening order and directions.
I asked you where is the report of the court of inquiry.
The directions that I've supplied are the culmination of the court of
No.
inquiry.
When I'm asking you a specific question, then you are required to supply that document
Sir.
because in Annexure 7, which has been given by you
No.
right now. No, right now you passed it over. ठीक है?
May I submit one thing?
जी.
Annexure 7, I have marked it because
नहीं, ठीक है. We are not. I'm
it's
not.
my own marking so that I can assist.
I'm not going into the marking. I'm saying that this document, because I cannot share it with anybody else,
course.
which you have given,
I-
is the report of the Lieutenant General. Now, my question is that when on 21/8/2020, Court of Inquiry was instituted, then when did it submitted its report? When did it submit its report?
Your Lordship, may I submit?
Ji,
Your Lordship, the court of inquiry was convened at the lower headquarter, which is headquarter 1 STC.
ji.
When they had completed it, then that commandant forwarded to headquarter MBA. Then it was examined from a legal perspective.
तो वो बताइए ना, वही तो मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, दिखाइए ना वो कि किस तारीख को इन्होंने कोर्ट ऑफ इंक्वायरी प्रस्तुत की, किस तारीख को उसको आपने लीगली एग्जामिन किया, एंड व्हेन डिड यू पुट इट अप बिफोर द जनरल कमांडिंग ऑफिसर? गिव मी द डेट्स.
also, just can I make a submission?
जी.
Before going into the merit of the court of inquiry finding whatever has been there, I have not seen it. But you will also kindly appreciate the same proceedings. The same thing has been challenged before the Hon'ble AFT.
नहीं, वो हो गया, वो आपने आगे.
No, Your Lordship, I'm just referring to that document which has been placed on record by virtue of an order passed by this Hon'ble Court, Your Lordship. You also may kindly appreciate that the subsequent to original application has been filed. I have referred before the lunch in respect of the first
ठीक है,
original
ठीक है,
application.
ठीक है.
Your Lordship, this application may kindly appreciate as to what relief has been sought in this.
ठीक, बताइएगा ना.
Your Lordship may kindly appreciate to page 8.
Page 8, yes.
Yes. What the relief has been sought?
जी, जी.
To direct the respondents to quash the proceedings. You also got it?
हाँ.
Quash the proceeding initiated against the applicant by tentative charge sheet dated 29/5/2023 in the interest of justice.
You are not here.
I'm just-
Mr. Vikram
Lordship,
Singh,
for a
this
moment.
will not help you.
I'm
My
just-
direct
I'm-
question is,
Just
my
kindly
direct question
appreciate,
is,
Lordship. I will definitely
as per
come to that question,
yes,
Lordship. I will
please give
definitely-
me that date. Give me that date. That's the end of the matter.
Actually, why I'm been referring to this relief which has been sought in the subsequent original application and as to what order has been passed by the Hon'ble AFT, Your Lordship, that is required to be seen.
हाँ,
Lordship.
बताइएगा क्या कहा है AFT?
Yes, Your Lordship, may kindly come to last page,
Yes, of this
page
petition.
32, Your Lordship.
Page 32, yes.
What funding has been given by the Hon'ble AFT at the interlocutory stage. So it has been accepted and endorsed by the Hon'ble AFT that it is an interlocutory stage where he has been entering into it. And he has been compelling even to this Hon'ble Court to enter into the merit of the court of inquiry.
नहीं, we
At
are not.
stage of disciplinary proceedings.
Let me be very clear, make it very clear to you. I am not entering into the merits of the court of inquiry because disciplinary proceeding is still pending.
Exactly, Lord.
The only issue which needs to be ascertained is that in terms of the provisions contained in section 122,
122,
what is the starting date?
Exactly.
We are just trying to ascertain that.
Yes, yes, Lord.
Nothing more than that.
So, Your Lordship, may
हाँ, दीजिएगा.
I kindly refer
Last second page is the recommendation.
No. Presiding officer was Colonel Akhilesh Singh. Where is the report of this presiding officer? That will be the first starting point because you convened court of inquiry by appointing Colonel Akhilesh Singh as the commanding officer. Now, what is the date of the report published by this Colonel Akhilesh Singh? हाँ बोलिए ना.
Initially, they have initiated one more court of inquiry in the month of March, which was culminated in the month of August. Subsequently, that was suppressed.
अच्छा ठीक है, वो भी देख लेंगे, वो भी देख लेंगे.
That was presided by Lieutenant Pankaj Sharma.
ठीक है, वो भी दे दीजिएगा. ये सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स जो हैं सील्ड कवर में आप निकाल लीजिए.
बहुत सारे, there are 6 volumes, also it is running around 1000 pages.
क्या कर सकते हैं? नहीं नहीं, आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन गोइंग इनटू द एक्चुअल इंक्वायरी रिपोर्ट. ओनली इंटरेस्टेड इन गेटिंग द करेक्ट क्रोनोलॉजी. जैसे व्हाट ही इज सेइंग दैट first inquiry was initiated in March 2020.
Yes.
Now there must be some report which resulted in initiation of second inquiry in August 2020. Then when did that report was submitted? If you come out with the dates, clear dates, then I don't need supporting documents. You'll have to come out clear with the dates.
Sure. If you'll also
Date
kindly
and the
appreciate,
procedure.
if you'll also kindly appreciate one thing also, which I've reiterated even during the course of the last date of hearing also and even today also, that it's the date when it has been brought to the notice of the GOC.
That is your argument.
Yes.
But are
Also, that has been supported.
are we precluded from understanding
No,
the
no,
chronology?
it's not that.
Is it such a confidential matter that you cannot give the correct chronology?
Also,
also?
we have the entire recording also before the sound report. Also,
सही ना है, chronology dates दीजिए मेरे को. पहली इंक्वायरी कब हुई, पहला आपको कब मालूम पड़ा कि issuance of this articles जो है discrepancies थी इसमें. When did you discover it for the first time? Then when did you started the initial inquiry? Who appointed the initial inquiry officer? Please bring all these things clearly on. No, you bring it on paper. I'm returning back these papers to you. These are confidential. You keep them with you. Bring a clear chronology starting from day one. What he said
in respect of the court of inquiry also.
First inquiry was conducted by Lieutenant Pankaj Sharma.
So do we need to enclose the supportive documents also along with it also?
You may keep them ready.
Yes.
I don't want your bulky record. You may keep them ready in a closed cover,
Definitely also.
supporting each and every date of chronology.
We'll do
I
it.
may ask you to show it. I may not ask you to show
We
them.
will do it also.
ये इनका ओरिजिनल लौटा दीजिएगा. ये कॉन्फिडेंशियल नहीं है.
ये तो आपके लिए लॉर्डशिप है. Something which has been shared to your lordship is may not be
नहीं
confidential.
नहीं, इसीलिए I don't want to breach your confidentiality. But at the same time, in the name of
Definitely, Lordship
confidentiality,
has
you
every
cannot
right.
keep away the vital dates.
Definitely we will not. We will not. We will definitely apprise to your lordship. Yes.
देखिएगा. Major Mohitma Balkor. It is agreed between the parties that a complete chronology starting from the date when for the first time some discrepancy was noted in issue of clothing items to troops of one TTR and possible theft or loss to government was discovered, then what actions have been taken be brought on record in a chronological manner starting from the first day. कितने समय में ले आएंगे?
Lordship at least 2 weeks time minimum. Lordship because there has been a bulky documents. Lordship each and every document has to be seen with the as per the direction of this court. Lordship it will take time. Lordship and genuinely I am asking for the 2 weeks time.
ठीक. On request of Shri Vikram Singh, 2 weeks time is granted. List on 3rd April 2024.
Highly obliged, Lordship.
Lord, can it be last week of March?
Last week of March होली की छुट्टी है. आप आएंगे तो बताइए. आप ही के रिप्रेजेंटेशन पे हाई कोर्ट ने छुट्टी करी है. वो 2 दिन वर्किंग थे, फॉर विच विल बी वर्किंग ऑन 2 Saturdays. ठीक है.